In Resident Evil Village, one man seemingly had it all. The loyal devotion of his subjects, a genius-level intellect that allowed him to create miracles, and a power the likes of which the world had never seen. Even all of that, though, wasn't enough. He chose to fight against his creator and no longer be a slave. This is the hidden story of Karl Heisenberg.
Last chance. You don't have to find out what's in that hole.
I'll take my chances.
Karl Heisenberg is one of the lords of the village in Resident Evil. He inherited the Heisenberg factory, which was taken away from his bloodline nearly 100 years ago, before being gifted back to Karl thanks to Mother Miranda. She also gifted him something else, the ability to control electrical impulses with his mind and body through the infection of the Cadeau parasite. This gift lets Heisenberg move metal with his mind thanks to magnetic fields and communicate through electrical devices. Even with all of this incredible power, he still wasn't good enough, though, for Miranda's wishes, according to her lab notes. Subject name Karl Heisenberg. Cadeau affinity incredibly favorable. Brain functions normal. Has electric organs similar to the electric ray Narki Genopica. These electric organs are connected to the subject's nervous system, can therefore pass and control electricity throughout the entire body, allowing control of magnetic fields, which is used to move metal. Splendid specimen, but still an unfit vessel for Eva. Despite this mastery of the metal form, Karl would still, as many do, nick his balls when trying to shave. But thanks to Manscaped and the new Lawnmower 3.0, those injuries are a thing of the past. Get 20% off and free shipping on all Manscaped products when inputting the code VGS at checkout at manscaped.com. Storm still uses normal razors. Don't be like a Storm. Anyways, back to the story. Heisenberg, depicted in the game, is a confident, trenchcoat-wearing megalomaniac that always smokes Cuban cigars and is a little rough around the edges. Despite his great power, Heisenberg suffers very little physical repercussions thanks to the Cadeau parasite. His character is inspired by Frankenstein from literature, as his genius does create an eventual monster. Like most of the lords of this realm, he also has a transformational form, but we'll get to that a little bit later. The Heisenberg that we see in Resident Evil Village is very different from what Capcom originally intended. Originally, who we knew as Heisenberg was actually going to be twins that would do brain experiments on their ailing mother, and their father was meant to be the real ruler of the realm, not Miranda and the eventual monster that Ethan faces. As creepy as those terrifying twins might have been, I think we can all agree the current Heisenberg is a much more fleshed out and ultimately rewarding concept. Like all of the lords of the village, Heisenberg's crest is that of a horse and a horseshoe, meaning to symbolize both his strength and sturdiness as a man. As for the events of the game, Ethan first discovers Heisenberg while running for his life, and this new monstrous man brings him into a whole new world of madness.
Well, well. Didn't think anyone was left. You must be pretty tough, huh?
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, you're not local. Even better. Mother Miranda's gonna love you. Quit your whining. We're almost there.
The man is of no real use to anyone else, and my daughters do so love. entertaining foreigners. Furthermore, I can assure you if you entrust the mortal to House Dimitrescu, my daughters and I will deliver to you the finest.
Way ugly! I want to see! He's awake!
Brother, shut the fuck up!
What? Where?
You mean you'll screw around with him in private? And where's the fun in that? Give him to me, and I'll put on a show that everybody can enjoy.
Ugh, so gauche. What do we care for bread and circuses? The man thinks suffering is assured.
Yak, yak, as a man's dick is cut off in the castle, blah, blah, blah.
I've heard all your arguments. Some of you were less persuasive than others, but I've made my decision. Heisenberg, the man's fate is in your hands.
Mother Miranda, I must protest. Heisenberg is but a child, and his devotion to you is questionable. Give the mortal to me, and I will ensure he is ready.
Shut your damn mouth! And don't be a sore loser! Go find your food somewhere else.
Quiet now, child. Adults are talking.
I'm the child. You're the one who's arguing with Miranda's decision.
You wouldn't know responsibility if it was welded
Oh,
to
keep
that.
growing! One day your head will actually fit your ego!
Hey, don't I get a say in this?
Silence! My decision is final. There will be no argument. Remember from whence you came.
Thank you. Lycans and gentlemen, we thank you for waiting. And now let the games begin. Let's see what you're doing. Ethan Winters. Get ready. No! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Showtime!
Ethan runs through this labyrinth of death before eventually escaping, barely with his life. We see how much animosity lords like Lady D and Heisenberg have for each other, with both seemingly vying for dominion as Miranda's number 2. We don't hear from Heisenberg again until much later in the game. After beating the fishman Moreau, Ethan decides to watch a little TV, and Heisenberg intervenes.
You're better off than I thought.
Who's that?
Oh, come on. We just met a while back, not that it really matters.
You're the last asshole in my way, aren't you?
You've got fight. I'll give you that, Ethan. But what's the plan when you have all 4 flasks?
What are you trying to get at?
I could lend you a hand.
Not trying to get on my good side?
I don't get cocky. I'd kill you if you weren't worth the trouble. There's a stronghold not too far outside the village. Go there and get my flask. Do that, and you pass. First, head back to the graveyard.
Self-centered prick. What?
You're the real deal, Ethan. Well done.
Quit hiding, asshole. I'm not letting you get out of this.
Cool your jets. Just a little bit more, and you're all wrapped up. I'll lend you a hand. So in exchange...
In exchange what?
First of all, come to me. Put all the flasks in the altar, and I'm sure you'll figure the rest out. See you, Ethan.
God damn it.
Whereas the other lords fought to their last breath to stop Ethan from getting those rose flasks, Heisenberg wants to help him. Ethan takes the bait and travels to Heisenberg's factory and is welcomed with open arms, only to find out about another incredible revelation.
Ah! Ethan Winters. Welcome. I didn't think you'd make it past Daughter Moreau, but I suppose you survived worse back in America, hmm? I like you. I'd like to speak to you about Rose and Miranda. Oh, come on in. Don't worry. It's not a trap.
What the hell? Mia?
Truth hurts, don't it? Let me guess. You're thinking, take me out like the others, and then he gets to go and save Rose, right?
I'm healing my daughter.
Look, you got this all wrong. Tell me I'm talking. Shut your fucking hole! Sorry about that. Take a seat. Listen, Ethan, you're being played.
What are you talking about? You think this is a game?
I said sit! Lady, supersized bitch. Ugly ass psycho doll. An embryonic freak. Don't you get it? It's a test. To see if you're strong enough to be a part of Miranda's family.
I don't want to be a part of Miranda's family.
Neither did I, but here we are. And I'm next in line, right? Kill me, move up the chain. Well, fuck that!
I don't give a damn about your personal issues. I just want to fix my daughter.
So do I. Do you have any idea how powerful that kid is? Even Miranda's scared of her. Last time, you freak, I swear to God! You and me, Ethan. Together, we can go save Rose, and then we can use her to grind Miranda into paste.
My daughter is not a weapon. Fuck you!
Last chance. You don't want to find out what's in that hole.
I'll take my chances.
You're futile.
Not addressing the propeller-faced man for just a moment, we now know what Heisenberg is really after. He hates Miranda and wants to use Rose to overtake her, and in order to do that, he has to have an army. As Ethan explores the facility, he discovers Heisenberg's mechanical monsters. These soldiers are created by grafting a Cadou parasite reactor to various bodies and people, giving them inhuman powers. Then Heisenberg gets to work, cutting off body parts, adding drills and other weapons, before finally putting a visor on each monster that allows Heisenberg complete control of the abomination. There are various different soldiers at his disposal. Some of them look like unkillable tanks, others have the remnants of a jet engine for a head, but his most devious creation is Storm. An old propeller's plane turbine was grafted to the body of a poor man who could barely control the weight of it, and even lost both his arms thanks to the spinning chainsaw props. Ultimately, even this demonic creation falls to Ethan. During combat, Ethan is constantly berated by Heisenberg, who tells him more and more about his plans for Miranda and Rose.
Oh, Ethan. Such a disappointment. I thought we could join forces against that bitch Miranda. Truly disappointed. She took us to be her children. She locked us away in the village. Decades of being forced to serve her. Can you understand that consequences. I want nothing more than to be free, bitch. So I need power. I need enough power. Are the fruits of my power. The strong will destroy the weak. That's the way of the world. You should have never refused me, Ethan.
What a freak.
Soon, she'll start her ceremony with your rose. If that happens, it's all over. For your kid. And for the whole village. But don't worry. I'll stop it. I'll use Rose to kill Miranda. Poor Papa. You're the only one who doesn't see your kid's power.
It's clear what Heisenberg wants, and of course Ethan would never allow anyone to use his daughter as a weapon, especially considering the events of Resident Evil 7 and Evelyn. But we're still not clear on the why Heisenberg hates her so. While exploring, Ethan finds an answer in Heisenberg's personal diary.
Miranda is abominable. Her deceit knows no bounds. We're merely a bunch of failed Cadeau experiments to her. I was just lucky I had more affinity to the stuff than the other poor schmucks in the village. So she still calls me her son? What a joke. I'll never forgive her for what she did to me. That crazy bitch has never been right in the head. She can't see a difference between experiment and family. Miranda just didn't change my body. She took my dignity. If I don't kill her, then my life will never be my own. Still, she may be crazy, but she's also powerful. She can turn into anyone using the Megamycete. The trick is that brat, Rose. If I could access her power, then maybe. Speaking of the kid's dad, Ethan has a pretty interesting body himself. Maybe I could get him to help me out.
Of all the lords in the series, Heisenberg was unchanged by the Cadeau parasite physically, but he was still able to see the twisted logic Miranda used to brainwash her subjects. He wanted out, which would have made for a noble figure, but he would have done anything to be free, including kill and enslave helpless people. And also, you might have noticed the line about Ethan he made. For those who beat the game, they know exactly what's interesting about Ethan's body. Eventually, we do have a final confrontation with Heisenberg, who begins to transform into his final form, and Ethan finds something to stop him.
Not bad, Nurse. You're persistent. But I've got a rebellion. So stay out of my way.
That bastard. Damn it again?
Ethan gets access to that tank thanks to a meetup with Chris. The tank itself isn't just metal, so it should be immune to Heisenberg's powers, but now we get to see the monster for what it truly is. A mechanical beast that utilizes all the strengths and skills that Heisenberg has at his disposal. Originally, this monster was supposed to be Heisenberg's father, and the final confrontation in the entire game. The design of this form is based on a royal moth caterpillar. It was intended to make Heisenberg move faster than all of the previous bosses that Ethan had faced. As the battle progresses, Heisenberg becomes more and more infuriated, and thanks to the help of Chris, Ethan defeats this mechanical abomination before selling his remnants to our main man, the Duke.
You're like a goddamn cockroach! You think you can take me on? Fine. This will be my war before I kill the bitch. Let's settle this. Man a man. Your corpse will be another addition to my army! What's wrong, Ethan? Oh, don't give up! That one hurt. I promise. Having fun? Coward! In the face of my steel glory! Guess I should have prepared that bitch for this. I'll kill her. No, she did. That's what I call being a good son! I felt 20 years under the bitch's throat. The villagers are nothing but a bunch of worthless peons. I'm a goddamn freedom fighter! Creators are fooling yourself! I'm a Lordy! That boulder punching asshole! But you're first! Too bad I'm your only fan. Here we go, Ethan. The final stretch. Well, what do you think? It's hopeless, right? So long, Ethan Winters. You really should have taken my deal. He only falls in the afterlife. Lose his power and what? Right after I murder them. This can't be the end for me. I must kill her.
As you wish. Oh, the assemblage of life and machine. I can feel Lord Heisenberg's essence through it. Please, be well.
And so ends the story of Karl Heisenberg. How different the events of Resident Evil Village may have been if Ethan did in fact join forces with Heisenberg, or if the Lord was a little less vicious in his attempts at vengeance. He could be alive and even free. That covers now all of the Lords of the Village. Next up is really up to you. Should we tackle Mother Miranda, maybe Rose as a baby and an adult, or perhaps my personal favorite, Chris and the Wolfhound Squad? Comment below, tell me where you want to go with this, and remember, code VGS manscaped.com to save.